So, what do you do for a living?
Wow, that is a very thought-provoking question. Thank you for asking. Said no one ever. Back when I was single, the two most boring questions I would ever get asked is, what do you do for a living and where are you from? If you want to learn 3 actually interesting things you can talk about that will actually spark his interest, keep watching. Hey there, Adam Littlechick from sexyconfidence.com, where I help you create your love story. And this video is all about creating that connection in a very real way when you meet someone pretty early on. Now, most people think that the way to actually get someone to like them is to say interesting things. Well, I'm here to tell you that is a lie. Actually, the real way to get someone to like you is to get them to talk about things that they are actually interested in. And in a way, this will actually put less pressure on you because you don't have to do all of the talking. You are not the one trying to impress him. You're just asking him questions about himself and get him to make you impressed by the things he's saying. So the first thing to ask him is, what does he like to do for fun when he's not working? I remember once when I was talking to a woman, I was talking about my job, she kind of interrupted me. She said, no, let's not talk about that. Let's actually talk about what you do for fun when you're not working. And it immediately switched the conversation from something that was going in kind of a boring, lame, non-interesting conversation to something that actually turned interesting. And I was able to talk about my Harley back in the day when I used to ride Harley-Davidsons. Not anymore. Sadly, those days are gone. Or when I would go out kite surfing. I'm a big kite surfer. These are things that would actually make the conversation fun and interesting. And of course, I would then turn the script. I would ask her, what does she like to do for fun when she's not working? And in a way, it almost like excludes this whole like work thing. No one wants to talk about that shit. They want to talk about the fun things in life. What is the really interesting things that you love to do? That's where the passion comes from. That's where you're gonna get people to just be excited and get their eyes to glow. If someone doesn't have anything fun they do outside of the workplace, then they're probably not gonna be a good match for you. And on the flip side, if you don't have anything fun that you're doing outside of work, go get a life. Go do something, okay? Go find that thing. Number 2 is finding just common interests. It goes without saying, but finding things that you actually have in common is an incredible way to bond. In many ways, a first date or an early conversation when you first meet someone is just all about searching for things that you may or may not have in common, things that will actually bond you, where you say, wow, we both like to do this, or we are very similar in this way. When Jessica and I met, one of the things that we had in common is that we felt very strongly about the environment. We were very concerned about global warming, and for us, this was something that we really had in common. She loves monkeys. I know that sounds kind of weird, but she loves monkeys and orangutans, and she's so worried about palm oil and what is happening out in Indonesia. And it was just something that we just immediately gravitated to each other on a very deep level. So for us, it doesn't necessarily have to be something fun that you bond or have a common interest on. It could be something else, something that you are passionate about or a value that you have. For you, it could be religion, perhaps, or even, dare I say, politics you might have something in common on, or it could be just something you have always wanted to do with your life. Maybe it's traveling, but finding something that you two can connect on is really going to help build the relationship. And finally, talk about his dreams. Where does he want to go in life? If he had $1 million today, what would he do with his life for the next 5 years? What does he want to do if he could quit his job and do anything in the world? I mean, start talking about these types of things, and you're going to suddenly change yourself from being just that same old girl that he meets at a different bar or meets at an online dating event or whatever. And now suddenly you've differentiated yourself. And the cool thing about these types of questions is, again, you are really gonna weed out the duds from the guys that you actually want to start spending more time and investing your energy into. And if all else fails, just talk about sports, beer, and food, because come on, he's still a guy. So if you enjoyed this video and you want a little bit more helpful tips that'll help you with your flirting and how to really connect with a guy, I recommend you go over to flirtingconfidence.com, where that's going to take you to a secret webinar that's going to really walk you through the 3 ways to flirt with a guy and really connect with him if that's something you kind of struggle with. If you find that you have a lot of kind of awkward conversations when you really like a guy. These are the types of things I addressed in that webinar. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube because we have some amazing content coming over the next few weeks. And I will speak to you, you sexy single lady, next week. Bye-bye.